Hello Jeevan, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Good to see you.
So,
Practice
good
today or
to
not?
see you too.
No practice?
No, no practice here. Everything is under lockdown.
Man,
It's
it's tough even.
I,
I'm not
I
getting
haven't
away.
stepped out of the house for like, I don't know, 2 weeks. I haven't
Right.
gone out. Not even out of the main gate.
Yeah, man. I know the feeling. I'm not going out of the main gate here also. What's up, Sid? So, man, people are just joining us quickly. I thought I'll quickly ask you a few questions that I have. We did this about 2 weeks ago, and I thought you can quickly give us an estimate to the few questions I have before we take any questions that anyone has or anything else that you want to tell me about what's happening with the council. First, I'll ask you 5 questions and just let me know the answers. And I'm sure that people who are watching and interested in tennis will want to know the answers to these questions. All right, so you ready?
Yeah, definitely. Yep, yep.
First question is pretty obvious. When is the ITF tour starting again?
So the ITF have decided to start men and women together
Okay,
on 17th of August.
okay,
Uh,
17th of August.
there are 4 tournaments listed on that week. Um, Everything is in Europe, I think Austria,
Okay,
Belarus, and everything, and one is in Tunis.
okay,
That is the list of 4. But
okay,
we had one in Thailand, uh, but unfortunately, due to the quarantine rule they have, it got cancelled.
okay.
But hopefully, they can figure that out.
That actually leads into my second question. When do you or has anyone in the council spoken about when Asia can expect to have ITF tournaments anywhere in Asia to make it easier for us here in India?
Uh, Asia, it's tough because, as I said, Thailand had listed few tournaments, and there are tournaments coming up after the 17th week. But again, there is a rule of 14 days quarantine, and Thailand is trying to solve that. In terms of China, I don't think. I think China is closed till end of the year,
Okay,
and
okay.
there are few other places, but again, there are smaller countries, and they don't want to allow the international travels.
So China didn't say anything about starting with ITF tournaments. They've not said anything.
No, nothing that far.
Okay,
So our
okay,
only hope is Thailand as of now. It seems like that.
okay. As of now, just
Yeah,
Thailand. Hopefully, something
yeah,
happens by the end of this year.
yeah. I hope
Uh,
too.
third question. Third question is I know that the ATP is starting with their events very soon, middle of August. And from what I've heard with conversations that they've had on Zoom with the players, is there's something called a benefit that they're giving with coverage in case a player tests positive to COVID-19. What happens is all the expenses that they have with Cigna and another
Yeah,
insurance company, all your expenses and including one coach at that event, whoever you're designated as your coach, even if he or she
yeah.
tests positive, even they get covered for the whole testing kit. So you can keep changing the coach every week. It still doesn't matter. You plus one basically gets the coverage. This is what ATP has decided to
Yeah,
start with as far as the safety measures, as far as whether you test positive or not. Any thoughts, or has ITF even
exactly.
spoken about these things for the players?
Yeah, like I said, the meeting we spoke about this last meeting. What they mentioned was
Okay.
ITF doesn't have any like an insurance policy yet because compared to ATP, there are like way more tournaments happening in ITF, and there are like
Yes.
way more players, and
Yes.
it's tough for ITF to fund them. And so eventually, I mean, as of now, ITF is looking at that part, but as of now, there are any insurance policy as of now.
Okay. As of
But
now,
it'll be
there's.
good. But it'll be good.
But you said, yeah, like you said, there's so many more tournaments, obviously, in the ITF circuit than ATP. But that being said, and
Exactly.
obviously ITF is starting with men's and women's. But I'm sure
Exactly.
that there's got to be some level of concern, even if it's in Europe, about second wave and third wave and things like that. So if they're not having as many tournaments, I know you mentioned that they will try to get as much as possible with coverage for these players who start to play. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
that's I guess that's all we can expect from the ITF for now. But it's good that they're in conversation with players. One
yeah,
thing
yeah.
that I'm not really sure, which I'm sure people want to know about, is how does the ranking system work exactly, considering that a few players like yourself, you can't go anywhere right now and you can't play. But if you're in Europe, then you get to already play prize money tournaments, and very soon transition into playing ITF tournaments and make ATP points. Quickly tell me a little bit about the ITF ranking system, on how they plan to do it, if they've discussed this.
So the ITF is going with the ATP as well, the same concept as ATP, the same like whichever points you earned in 2019 will go start from 2021. So basically, you'll have 1 or 2 weeks of ranking.
Okay.
That is the usual, and the same goes to the ITF. I did ask them our disadvantage. I actually mentioned about India because
Yeah.
we haven't. I'm not even playing. I haven't touched my racket.
Touched a ball.
So
Yeah.
people won't get a special consideration, but hopefully we can get to play because they have to look at large numbers, and
Yeah.
and hopefully we can play. That's all I can hope as of now. But the ranking system goes the exact same as the ATP.
So the way the ATP structured it is that if you play, you get rewarded. But if you aren't playing, you don't drop points till the end of this year. That's where we are. October, they will not lose those points. Is that right? They won't lose those points this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they won't lose the points. The point system will start from from January 1st.
Okay.
So for example, if you have earned any point on, let's say, January 2020, let's say fourth week, but you will lose those points in 2021 Jan fourth week. That is like a disadvantage for the people who earned in 2020.
Yeah.
But in terms of points earned in 2019,
19
it will
is
stay. 19 is safe. Yeah, it will stay for 1 or 2 weeks.
So in some sense, if you start to play, you get rewarded because you're playing, but you don't really get, how do you say, there's no disadvantage of not playing because you don't lose points, but you can only gain, is what it sounds like. You can only gain points.
Yeah, exactly. Like few people might not feel safer to travel
Yeah, of
around.
course.
So for them to have a backup, so they came up with this plan. So I hope. I think that's a good decision.
Good decision, I think. Yeah, I think it's very difficult to like find the perfect decision when you're discussing with worldwide travel and what type of events you're going to be playing where. But this is
Exactly.
it's quite as fair a system as I can think of, because if you can play, at least you get matches and you make points. And if you can't, it's just tough that you can't play, but you don't lose your ranking points. You start whenever you can, That's what it sounds like from what you're saying.
Exactly.
So it's the exact same as the ATP.
Yeah.
And you already answered my next question, which was whether you started playing. I just wanted to know what you are doing. Have you started playing? And I guess you've not, huh?
No. My racket is
You're becoming very fair. I can see your tan and all is gone from January.
Yeah, must like go outside, run, play. You're too fat.
At least just go and stand outside and get some sunlight, dude.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. Yeah, so
you address it already, but whenever India can get ITFs, it would obviously benefit us, right? When we have the more tournaments in India, the better, I would think.
Yeah, the better. Actually, the ITF and the ITA they're in talk ITF is asking them what's the situation, if it's possible we can conduct a tournament, etc. And I think hopefully when the situation gets better in India, I'm hoping for some ITFs as well.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. But obviously, right now, with the way things are looking, it's difficult to play in India. But if you really want to start, then it sounds like you have to find a way to get out of the country and get onto some flights to play in Europe, which is also very difficult. But if you can't do either, just start practicing and start slowly, and then don't worry about losing points, and you can always start in 2021, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Super, man. So since we spoke about 2 weeks ago, I think, about this ITF update that you had, these are the few questions that I had that I wanted to ask you, and questions that people had written in and asked me. If there's anything else that you want to add and, kind of let people know about what happened with the player council or what's going on, just let me know and you can talk about it. And if anyone has any questions for Niki, just keep writing them in the comment section and I'll ask it.
Yeah, sure. So I have few more updates. Is just regarding the national in terms of India. So the ITF have told us that they will fund for the national events also. Like they will collaborate with the national governing body to organize tournaments in terms of to players to get enough matches, at least to earn something, not a points, but at least some prize money. And ITF is willing to do that as well. Even though they have limited funds, but they'll help us. They'll help the national.
Did they speak about India in specific? Did they say that they can help out with Indian national tournaments?
They didn't specifically tell that India, but they told all the
countries that are really affected, right? Yeah, because India is in a very special bracket right now, I would think, because our cases are rising a lot. The third highest, I think, as of today in the world, and it's a situation where we can't really get out of our own home, forget about matches. So I would think that we would really press for some tournaments in India, maybe even if it's October or November, depending on the situation, of course. Obviously, I would think that you will push that with the player council to say that India really needs local tournaments right now.
Exactly. Even ITF is looking to fund those tournaments, so that will be great for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Is there any tournaments in the comments?
Well, they're asking how to practice in West Bengal. I have from Mr. Bose. You want to take that question? How do you practice in West Bengal?
I don't know. You find a court and play. But I missed the earlier part regarding the points.
She missed the points. Yeah, you want to take that?
The points, it's going to be the same. WTA, ITF Women's, it's going to be the same for everyone. The points will resume from January 2021. So any points you earned in 2019 will stay for 104 weeks. So usually it's 52 weeks. Now they were extended. And if you have earned points on 2020, that will be only for 52 weeks. So that is a disadvantage for the 2020.
It sounds like it's a disadvantage for people who did well at the beginning of this year.
There are a lot of people actually.
Obviously, there's a win and a loss with everything.
Yeah, exactly. So that is one. But overall, it's good. It looks good for me.
Yeah. Then we have Tushar here with US college tennis. We're not sure, Tushar, about college tennis. We're talking about ITF and the player council and updates for Indian tennis over here. But I did go to college tennis, and what I can tell you is if you find the right coach and the right system, it's a good idea for any tennis player. But like I said, that's a big question on whether you find the right ingredients and if you're in the right position in your career to go to college. It's not a set ingredient for success for every player. It's different for each one's situation. Arun is asking, will AITA points help to enter ITF? If so, how many points should we get?
Jeevan, you can answer that. You have a lot of years of experience.
I think that, Arun, the way I remember when I was playing the ITFs was if you have a good AITA ranking, it'll help you get into the qualifying draw because you're ranked higher in the national circuit. But that's as far as I can see it helping, because then obviously the first priority goes into having ATP points, ITF points, and that takes a higher hierarchy than AITA national points. So obviously, if you can get a good national ranking, it'll help you to get in. But obviously, the goal is to start playing ITF tournaments from there. So it can help, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's true.
Anything else that we have here?
Yeah, one more. Jeevan, I think you
How
can
are you
think it
guys?
also.
How are you, Niki?
You're the best.
The players want to hear from you, bro. But okay, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with the lockdown? I'm doing core, but I'm not part of 100 days of core with Ram. But I'm doing my own workouts. I'm staying fit and I'm working hard as much as I can. I'm keeping it light, obviously. Spending time with the family. I'm sure Niki's doing the same. Not a whole lot to say, man. I'm sure everyone is finding it difficult right now with the lockdown, but at the same time, we're just trying to give you guys some quick updates on what Niki did with the player council meetings. This is the second time we're doing this, and I'm sure we'll continue doing this every couple of weeks or once a month or something to figure out what the latest is with Indian tennis and opportunity for us to start playing on tour again.
Yeah.
What do you think of the transition from national tournaments to ITF? Is AITA helping in developing good international players? I am not sure if we are there yet with the AITA standard as far as developing players. Right now, it's about getting the players back on court. That's the first priority. I do know that AITA has sent out emails to players about the potential for a national training camp. But obviously, the situation is such that it's changing every day, so they can't really commit to one set particular date on when it's going to happen. But I do know that I've been talking to the AITA for the last 2-3 months, and there are talks about how and when players can get back to training. That's exactly where we are right now, just trying to get the players back onto the court. Once we can get back onto the court, then we can talk about how AITA can help develop Indian tennis, because that's a long debate that we can have later.
Yeah. There's a question. Any idea about when the ITF juniors will resume this year? ITF juniors, I'm not sure. As of now, ITF and ATP is looking to start the men's circuit because ITF doesn't want to risk children's as well, and it's tough because for juniors, most of them will travel with parents and everyone. They'll have a lot of support staff. First of all, they want to experiment with men's and women's before they start with junior circuit.
So they've not really come out with any specific date on the junior circuit. Is that right?
No. Yeah, nothing so far. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Just reading out last couple of questions here. Is the ITF planning to do something about different or new to promote tennis in general to recover out of the situation? Arush Kohli, I think Niki mentioned this earlier, where he said that they are also willing to talk to national federations to fund local tournaments, which is definitely something that I've not heard of, and it's new and it's innovative from the ITF to say that they will talk to national associations. Then it's obviously up to the local administration in our country and to decide whether they want to, take that income and at least help the players make some money. Isn't that right, Niki?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ITF is, like I said, they are willing to help tennis grow eventually. So they want to do that as well. And then...
will India start conducting ITF tournaments more frequently once everything calms down?
That is totally up to the sponsors in India and ITA, how they can come up with more tournaments and everything. But that depends on sponsors and how well we can find. I think hopefully Jeevan can organize resort type tournament soon.
Well, like you said, we're very far away from those things, but it's in the back of everyone's mind that we can hopefully get tournaments in India. That's definitely one of my long-term goals. But
Exactly.
keeping that in mind, what about the draw size and doubles in ITF? I can quickly talk about what they're trying to do with ATP. The as of now, it's 16 draw is what they've said. Unless you're playing indoors, if the tournament is indoors in the ATP world, then the draw size can come down to 12 is what they've said. But if it's an outdoor tournament, it's still a 16 draw. But singles and doubles rankings both will count. So there's not a whole lot of change. There was a big movement from the ATP that said that they wanted to try to cut the draw size for doubles down to 8. And a lot of people got together and spoke about the disadvantages of that and the fact that everybody will play up and a lot of people with lower rankings in the Challenger Tour will not get the opportunity to play. So the ATP has done, I think, a really good decision by saying let's keep the draw size at 16 as much as possible so that most players on the ATP Tour can, on the Challenger Tour, will still have an opportunity to play. Have they discussed anything about draw size, Niki, with doubles as far as ITF is concerned?
No, I think the draw size remains the same as of
Yes.
now. They
Yeah.
haven't made any changes. I think what ATP mentioned last time, we had an ATP Jorge in the last meeting. He was explaining about the ranking and everything. So he mentioned that the draw size for the ATP the qualifying might increase and the main draw might decrease. I mean, something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether it's out or not, but
But it's nothing confirmed yet.
nothing confirmed yet.
But as far
But
as if they've not said anything, then probably it's the same. There's no real major update, right?
Yeah, there is no major update on that. Yeah.
Yeah, Arush again with probably we should have local tournaments. Yeah, probably we should probably do a lot of things with Indian tennis for sure. And obviously, if the situation is such that we can start traveling, from what I've heard with Niki is that ITF is in talk with national associations to have tournaments. Even AITA is talking about having training camps. So it's not like nobody's doing anything. There are talks about trying to get tennis back for everyone, training back for everyone. But as of now, as far as the tournaments are concerned, Niki mentioned August 17th, ITF tournaments, mostly in Europe to start with, maybe down the road in Asia.
Exactly.
All right, bro. I think that's about it. Obviously, yeah, someone says, yeah, I should host tournaments. I said, yeah, Prajwal, if we can find sponsors to host tournaments, I'm happy to join forces with you or anyone who wants to do this and conduct tournaments, man. It's not that easy, but I'm happy to do it when the time's right.
Yep,
Someone's saying, play PUBG. Okay. So we finished all the serious questions over here. I'm sure that Niki's done a great job answering whatever he can for now, guys. Anything else you want to add to this, Niki?
As of now, nothing else. There's no update else. I mean, if I get more information, I'll have a quick update in my story. I'll just put it.
Okay.
But again, for players, just keep motivated, try to practice, or at least do fitness, and hopefully we will get through this.
Nidhi Raj is saying, isn't it unfair to start ITFs when so many people in India and other countries are not even able to practice? The rankings of the players who will compete will surpass the players who won't compete. Do you want to answer that?
Yeah. India is under like most of the players are not able to play in India, but when you consider Europe, I think most of the academies
almost
are
back
open
to normal.
and,
yes.
Yeah, almost back to normal. And even in US, even the situation is bad in US, people are training,
finding a way to play.
And for ITF and to ATP to conduct tournaments, it's important for them. That's the only way they can hold tournaments in futures also. So I think it is unfair also, but again, that is fair for European players, and there are many players who wants to travel and play. But in Asia, it looks bad. It is unfair in a way, but we cannot have a fair decision in this situation. So that's
I think I get what you're saying. Exactly. It's not about having it's impossible, I think, almost close to impossible to come up with the perfect fair decision around the whole world. I think the goal right now is to be happy that tennis is coming back, regardless of whether it's coming back in Europe or not coming back in certain places. There's an effort, there's talks about starting the sport again. And also, as far as the ranking that you mentioned, Nidhi, it was the fact that even if you don't play, we mentioned this earlier, that you can still hold on to your ranking because it's a 104-week ranking, like Niki mentioned. And so if it's in a very tough situation like what India is in, you can hold on to your ranking until 2021 and they'll re-look at that whole situation. So in that sense, it's quite fair because you're not rushed into playing and you don't have to leave the comfort and safety of your home right away. But obviously, the system is designed to reward people who are going to play, who are going to make that effort to go and play, and who have that option to play. So that's basically what they're trying to do right now. Apurvi, with how are tennis athletes dealing with sponsorships? I would think it's pretty much like every other sport. There are not a lot of whole sponsors, just private sponsors for people who are up and coming and are doing pretty well. It's a different topic that we can happily discuss on another platform. Also, your views on positive impact of social media on athletes. Well, it's great, right? Don't you think we're able to have this conversation in front of at least 30, 40 people and update what's going on? So I'm a fan of it.
That's really great. Yeah, I like this whole live concept. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. Last few questions, guys, before we wrap it up. Should AITA go for more domestic tournaments? Tanuj, I'd suggest you watch the entire clip that we've just talked about. It will be posted on Indian Tennis Daily Official. We have addressed that already. There are some concepts of local tournaments. Yes, all of these are now kind of repeating what we have said. So thanks a lot, Niki. I think we've covered everything, right?
Thank you, Jeevan. Yeah, everything is good. And take care, stay safe. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You too, dude. I hope you also get to play soon. I hope we meet and we can start practicing. At least that'll be the start for us.
Yeah. Hopefully, we can have a camp again. Once again.
We will. I'm sure when we all can travel, we'll all get together and, obviously practice social distancing, but also start training. We'll be doing that for sure.
Yeah, of course.
And no worries, Tanuj. I'm going to post this 30-minute conversation with Niki right away so you can catch the whole conversation there. Kiran is a big fan of you, Niki.
Thank you, Kiran. Thank you so much.
All right. That's it, man. Perfect. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
See you guys. Bye.